इंसान नहीं है. Oh, we are live.
Are we?
Yes.
No, we are not.
Yeah, we are live. We are live. We are live.
You want
Niraj?
song?
No.
Sure.
Yes. I don't want song. But you can have song.
I'll have song in a moment. But
Yes.
since you are doing a show now, I'll not have
Yes.
song.
So welcome. Please put your likes and thumbs up.
Yes, please.
And subscribe. Hersh is on the way.
But yeah,
The market
क्या
is
ही
flat,
करें
यार.
market में?
कुछ नहीं हो रहा है ना. बट कुछ नहीं हो रहा है, हम बोलते हैं और हर रोज शॉर्ट पोजीशंस बढ़ती जाती है.
आज कितना है? 93?
हाँ 93 मिली.
92% long shot है.
हाँ
FI
लॉन्ग
का.
92 उतना ही पड़ा उधर है. मतलब इट्स नॉट गोइंग. शॉर्ट्स आर रिटेन्ड and I think it's going to be there till August 25th or August 31st. There are two timelines which are there. August 25th is the timeline of Americans coming in India for negotiation again. If they come.
If they come.
Yeah. And August 31st is the Modi Z meet in China, for which Modi is going.
Before that, there is also this India-Japan meet, right?
Yeah, and there's some rumors of Putin may come into India towards the end of the month or so before he goes to SCO meet there. So that's also which is there. So actually, there used to be something called the RIC before the BRIC came in, which was Russia, India, China trilateral. That went into a cold storage in 2012. Now it seems that that revival is happening of the three. Russia, India, and China. And if both of all three are going to be there in China and on the same frame and talking, then it's going to be something which the US cannot ignore, right? Yeah. In that sense. So that's something which is interesting.
Imagine if Brazil joins that.
Brazil says that I don't want. I will call Z and Modi and not Trump. Yeah. So
and I think I also saw a Bloomberg story this morning that Russia and Brazil have had a very long, fruitful conversation.
Yes, they have. Yes, because Brazil, they're just warming up to the same thing that if India can have an equation with Russia, then why not Brazil can have a similar one?
I think people might also be warming up to an equation that if India can have such a good equation with US and it can turn like this,
yes,
then what's the guarantee that ours will not turn?
Yes. Sorry. Yes, we were talking about the India-US relationship and Brazil, Russia, and China in between actually. But it's interesting. I wrote a piece about how soya trade is the one.
What's the piece there?
So it says that US has something. US is the second largest exporter of soya bean. Okay. And what has happened is that and China is the biggest importer of soybean from the US. More than 50% is been imported by China. So in the US-China war, soya imports or soya has come to a pause in China from US, and China is now importing from Brazil.
Okay.
And that is one of the reasons why US has imposed a 50% tariff on Brazil.
So seeing वो judge वाला piece है वो थोड़ा
हाँ
factual नहीं है.
Factually basically क्या है कि Brazil is
Bolsonaro is not true. You are saying soya is the real culprit.
Soya is a real culprit because Brazil is the largest exporter followed by US. US was so $35 billion annual, उसमें से $15-16 billion China लेता था. That has come to a pause. So China has stopped or slowed down on its imports.
तो ब्राजील किसको करता था?
ब्राजील चाइना को करता था. सबसे ज्यादा चाइना 20-25 बिलियन डॉलर जाता है.
अभी चाइना में और ज्यादा
होगा क्योंकि
ब्राजील ने जो मार्केट छोड़ दी है.
नहीं ब्राजील नहीं, जो चाइना जो यूएस का मार्केट जो छूट रहा है वो ब्राजील ले जा रहा है.
वो तो ठीक है. तो ब्राजील पर कहीं पे तो करता होगा. ब्राजील हैज फाइनाइट प्रोडक्शन.
Yes,
so Brazil is diverting their production to China. It is vacating some markets.
Yes,
US can take those markets.
But those markets are very small now because after China, the next biggest is Spain, $1.8 billion. कहाँ $20-25 billion Brazil का, and followed by $1.8 billion. So there's a big gap which
Sajeet, is a big insinuation. You are saying that
it's a fact. I'm talking on numbers.
You are saying Russia oil and the Bolsonaro and the judge and all of that is not the reason. The reason is soya.
So, and because why soya? Because soya is coming from states which are MAGA supported and not Democrats. And there is a cultivation of September, October, which soya has this October to September season, right? So that season is coming up, and if exports are not going to happen to China, then the farmers in these states will be up in arms. And China trade pause, which has happened, if they don't get a decision on that, then soya is going to be impacted. Soybean is going to be impacted.
Okay. This may not be the only reason, viewers, by the way, but could be a strong reason. But Sajeet, the limited point is, if this is one of the reasons that this is happening, then we should prepare for 3.5 years of multiple periods of tariff-led uncertainty.
True. I agree with you.
Did you guys see the news in the morning? It's a FT report. The report says that Nvidia and AMD have agreed to pay 15% of the revenue, not profits, revenue from China business to US government as tariff. 15% of revenue. Can you beat that? This is done. If this is true, the Trump government doing trade deal company by company.
No, so
it is an unreal, unthinkable deal.
Though true, but look at from the perspective that what Nvidia and AMD is also saying is that I'm not going to bring it back to US because it's costly for me. So I'm willing to pay that revenue, additional revenue, and I'll pass it on to people who want to buy my chips. Simple as that.
I'm not sure if they will be able to pass on that full 15% as well.
Yeah, the point is that, the point is that
Sajeet, limited US में तो वापस लाने का तो point नहीं है भाई.
नहीं, but import तो होते हैं ना, चाइना में बन के उधर आते हैं ना, जिस चाइना में बन के आते हैं तो वो उस पे तो टैरिफ लगेगा ही लगेगा ना.
This is for business that they are doing. Chips is a restricted commodity, right?
Yes.
तो और restricted product. उस पे अगर चाइना को बेच रहे हो तो US government को 15% revenue देना पड़ेगा. 15% of revenue has to be paid.
But it's just a report. It hasn't come in, right? As of
if
now.
This is true, no smoke without fire. Yeah. Limited point. If this is true, imagine
could be an offer.
Trade deals.
Yeah.
That are happening.
But it also means that I'm not willing to manufacture in India as well, right? Sorry, manufacture in US. It also means that I'm going to manufacture anywhere in the world which is cheaper, and I'm going to sell it.
When it comes to chips, you may manufacture wherever. But if you are doing business with China, is the problem. It could be made in US chips for all you care. But if you're doing business, then you have to pay 15%. That's the point.
I'm a little uncertain about that. Means if there's a FT report which is talking about
BBC, everybody is reporting.
Yeah. So could be a proposal which is there, but I'm very little uncertain कि भाई company specific tariffs तो कोई लगाता नहीं. It's going to be it's
product specific लगा सकता है.
Product specific लगा सकता है. Product specific लगा सकता है कि saying these chips 15% would be the rate which is there. But how do you see India thing going? Because this market is now purely buoyant on tariff. Nothing is going to happen. The two, as we said, the two events, one US delegation which is expected to come, and we don't know whether it's happening. Because I saw a Bloomberg report which spoke about the fact that G7 phone call was the turning point for India and US, where Modi was very vehement, saying that we don't want third-party mediation, and we don't accept any charge of yours that you were involved in the ceasefire. So that has put breaks there. But over and above that, there are other agriculture, because it was almost certain, right? We were talking about 15% coming to India, and then suddenly we have 25%, and then additional 25% which is coming in. So
the funniest thing was on the weekend, and we know on the weekend there was this false WhatsApp floating around of a photograph of a Trump Truth Social post. So India is inviting Russia after all we've done for them. Now I'm taking the tariffs to 100%. A quick check, didn't realize that it's not true. But it's a market here. The interesting thing is the kind of cracks that are coming in the EMS players.
True. PG Electroplast, right?
Another 16.4%.
So the stock has lost.
Do you sense that this is an opportunity AC manufacturing is going nowhere, right? What I mean, what's
AC
the worst that
manufacturing
can
going
possibly
down
happen?
means if PG is having an issue, then Voltas, Blue Star, all of them are going to
So
have
it's
issue.
temporary, right? I mean, how long? I mean, you expect this to sustain as a problem? I would
I
strongly
think this
feel
would be
otherwise.
the
Eventually,
biggest disruption because of monsoon for any company,
Any company.
or any class of product.
yeah, 50% down at top से PG Electro.
Yeah. और देखो point ये है ना कि all of these businesses are priced for delivering that predictable growth year after year. अगर वो warn कर रहे हैं कि growth में issue है, fail दो stock को. After this fall, it's 50 times. Not cheap.
Yeah.
इससे पहले कितना था 80?
अब whatever जो होगा वो अभी 50 times.
30-35% तो गिर ही गया.
1000 रुपए से सब 500 हो गया.
500 50% गिर गया actually.
1054 से.
But mainly though we are talking about this correct fall, right? This particular fall from 800 to currently 500. That's a really sharp
30-40% fall.
35% fall. That's crazy stuff.
So it basically shows what? That you are walking on thin ice as far as valuations are concerned. You come
Valuations, yeah.
If you come with a slight disappointment and you're slipping on it, simple.
This tape has played enough number of times in the past, right? So nothing new.
But now it's going to have that thing played out for cascading effect on Amber, E-Pack, E-Pack,
6%.
E-Pack भी होगा उसके अंदर और फिर other companies like a Voltas or a Blue Star if they are
Symphony. I wonder what's happening to Symphony.
But Voltas commentary was not bad. Huh? Voltas said that inventory clearance plus festive season could well do the trick. The only problem on that is that when I was speaking to 99%, if I remember it correctly, when I was speaking to Mr. Anil Rai Gupta of Havells, he said festive doesn't do as much business for us as it does for refrigerators and washing machines. No. I don't know if festive really brings about a cheer in aircon sales. Diwali doesn't.
Diwali doesn't. I mean festive में अभी आपका peak summers निकल गए हैं तो why will you go and buy an air conditioner? You may buy them in December or January when there are offers and discounts which are there, right? In that sense. But it is fast moving electrical goods are also an issue which is coming to. But FMCG, Sayta put out a story of how there's some stocking up happening at the retail end for the ahead of the festive season, and July sales have been good actually. 11% or so jump in volumes and value. For on the retail. I think it's a BISOM data which came in. So July has peaked by 11%, and this is on the back of a 4% jump in value in June. So there's a stocking up which is happening of pipeline ahead of the August festival, which you mentioned, right? That 3 or 4 events which are expected. So FMCG could see some kind of thing, but the question is whether the buyer will be there or not.
That's it.
You're preparing for that entire thing. Everyone is preparing for it, saying that if August doesn't turn out well, then it's going to be a big issue for the company.
Symphony 52-week low.
It's happening.
1900 रुपए का हाई मारा है अभी 900 रुपए 950 रुपए ऐसे.
Okay, there's one question that I have before we get to questions.
Yes, yeah.
Right? And Hersh, we don't make recommendations, so this is not for that. But anyway, we are talking to the MK guys. By the way, MK said, sorry, just before I get to the question, MK have a conference starting tomorrow. MK have a conference starting tomorrow. MK said that they got requests for 15,000 bilateral meetings. They were able to do 8,000. And 200 companies. And the quantum of local domestic money managers has gone up so much that now a lot of meetings are happening with the local funds, PMS, AIFs, etc., who have become very big in the Indian circuit. So much so that मुझे किसी ने बोला अभी कि कई बार ये होता है कि फॉरेन इन्वेस्टर्स बोलते हैं अभी तो ब्लॉक डील होता है हमें पता भी नहीं चलता है because वो buyers पहले
वो दिख रहे हैं ना लास्ट 1 वीक में जितने भी डीआई के जो बायर्स आए हैं ब्लॉक डील्स दे हैव बीन लैपिंग अप अब नाउ इफ यू गेटिंग 26-27,000 crores every month in SIP alone where will you invest
so
$4 billion
the relative importance of the DII has gone up dramatically. I know of brokers who 10 years ago used to say okay, we don't service DIIs at all. Now their conferences DIIs get a prominent place in the front seat. But the question that I had, sorry. So Nirav Sheth was making this point, Harsh, that they don't want to look at banks, they want to look at NBFCs. This rate cut cycle is positive according to him, known. He said that there are banks which are growing 8, 9, 10%, mota moti, and there are large NBFCs, and he said multiple, not just one, who have guided for 25% growth for the next 3 years. So iska fruits to bhi aayega is his view. Now, are there many or a few or more than one or more than 3 or more than 2 NBFCs which have guided for a 25% CAGR for the next 3 years?
For sure there have.
There are.
Yes, lots, multiple. He's right.
Okay.
So and of course he's right. I mean, but that apart, what one must also keep
So
in
which
mind
are these?
is,
Sorry.
so
I know
frontline
Bajaj
ones-
Finance has guided
Bajaj
for
Finance-
FY26, right?
Huh.
Not for next 3 years.
No. Their blanket guidance is 25 for
Acha.
for the next 3 to 5 years.
And there are others also.
There are others also, lots. Chola, for example, they've guided for 20. Amanapuram has also guided between 15 and 20. Muthoot has guided for a similar number. They say 15, but they've done 20 over the last couple of years. Likely they'll continue to do that because gold loans is in vogue. So yeah, I mean, there's no doubt about that. The question only is, sir, with all due respect, that one must also keep valuations in mind.
Always.
That if you're getting 25%, what's the valuation that you're getting for that 25% versus a 10%, and what valuation you're getting the 10% at with stability and
But क्या हो जाएगा?
growth.
हो जाएगा growth तो फिर valuation is discounted for ना?
Growth, yeah, valuations are discounted for. Valuations are discounted. I mean, it's
already
evident.
discounted.
Yes,
You know,
to some extent.
When you're talking valuation getting discounted, I was seeing a couple of reports from some of the foreign brokerages
On NBFCs?
across the
नहीं
board.
तो उसके पहले मुझे NBFCs का एक और point टाइम करना है, which is right. So then we'll come to this point. But what else? So valuations are not comforting, you're saying?
So, okay, let me phrase this differently. If I'm comparing, let's just talk Bajaj Finance for simpliciter case, just a case in point, right? For example purposes, if you take Bajaj Finance's traditional price to book valuation 6 times broadly, currently trades maybe 20% discount, right? But when you compare, say, an HDFC or an ICICI is an outlier, so let's leave ICICI, a Kotak or an HDFC in the same breath, they're trading at a 40-50% discount to the past multiples, to 5-year past multiples.
With reason.
With reason.
तो अगर growth है तो फिर why not?
So no, I agree with you that with good reason, but you have to keep that in mind. That you're paying maybe 2x, 3x the multiple of what an HDFC or a Kotak is available for, 2x of what a Kotak is available for example, for a similar size book in Bajaj Finance. For maybe a 10% alpha in terms of growth, 10 to 12% alpha in terms of growth.
Interesting.
That's what you need to keep in mind.
So one point on NBFCs as well, and I wanted to ask Sajeet what his view is on ICICI Bank saying, या तो 50,000 रुपए या तो account नहीं मिलेगा. That would be quite something. But just before that, because I went to a electronic store, right, and I learned that now for pricier phones or for any phone, but pricier phone, बोलते हैं कि so the guy was telling me that how these guys are now convincing customers that the phone is priced at 1,50,000 hypothetically. So they are not saying that the cost of the phone is 1,50,000.
आपको EMI में मिलेगा 6 महीने का?
नहीं 6 महीना नहीं,
1 साल का,
24 साल का EMI है,
24 महीने का,
24 महीने का EMI है. So I think 5,000 rupees per month का cost है phone का. Phone का cost is now not said that it is 1,50,000. What's the cost? 5,000 per month.
But this is a problem, sir. What you're talking about is a fundamental problem in the economy. There have been plenty of lenders, I don't want to name, plenty of lenders who have come out and they've said that boss, ये unsecured का जो problem है, वो real है.
But you know,
Real
so he
problem.
was also
And
telling
Bajaj was
me.
the first to do it.
Yes.
No, but so okay. Here he was also telling me that what they have done is, for example, that it's not no cost, it's low cost. If you want no cost, then you have to submit papers, shapers, etc. Everything. वो प्रोसेस होता है. तो आपको 24 महीने में नो कॉस्ट ईएमआई भी मिलता है. मतलब छोटा लगता होगा प्रोसेसिंग को लगता है, बाकी नहीं लगता apparently. But the thing is that the thing out here is that now that their data history is so strong and their ability to catch any issues is so, okay, if a customer has missed by mistake one EMI or two EMIs in the past, whatever, 3, 4, 5 years, 6 years, then the loan is refused.
No, sir.
Is what this guy
अरे
said.
आजकल I've seen in stores where they have a pad and उसमें देखते हैं अच्छा बजाज का भी चेक करते हैं, इसका भी चेक करते हैं, उसका भी
वो
चेक करते हैं.
secondary हो गया.
तो कौन सा अप्रूव पहले होता है वो कर लेते हैं.
हाँ भाई मैं वही बोल रहा हूँ. So for example, a prudent lender, I'm saying, for example, maybe a Bajaj Finance, उसने नॉर्म्स में 3-4 चीज और रख दी है. तो सजीत अगर फोन लेने जाएगा तो सजीत का बजाज फाइनेंस रिजेक्ट कर देगा, और चाहे कोई दूसरा लेंडर हाँ बोल दे. नीरज जाएगा तो बजाज फाइनेंस भी हाँ बोल देगा.
बिल्कुल.
नीरज doesn't default on loans.
Because नीरज तो मर्सिडीज 30,000 रुपए पर महीने के हिसाब से लेते हैं.
But these are very interesting consumer side.
वो देखा ना
German.
हाँ?
So German.
German
I always thought you were Indian, sir. So Indian.
Yeah. Boss, Motilal Oswal put out a post. Did you see that? He said that I have bought a Mahindra now, and I'm truly Indian now.
अच्छा.
I've given up my German car and I'm buying an Indian. I've bought an Indian car.
But you've seen that ad, the Mercedes costs 30,000 per month.
No, but in a phone, 5,000 per month.
मैंने Mercedes से पहले देखा है.
हाँ. वो तो मुझे किसी ने बताया. टेस्ला वाले क्या बोल रहे हैं कि booking amount only 22,000. Book it. Then बात की बात नहीं देखेंगे. See, a lot of people are buying it. Anyways,
no,
sorry.
But this has also been a problem from a perspective that you have some of these manufacturers, like an Apple, for example, incentivize lenders.
Of course, it cuts both ways.
But
it works for everybody.
But there has been a curtailment in that.
So to push up sales, they are doing these promotional offers. They are running as stocks.
So before
if there is too much stocking up, which is
I bought a phone for my sister for Raksha Bandhan. I took a no cost EMI. Why not? If it's available, why not? अच्छा any chance जल्दी बोलो 50,000 रुपए वाला. हाँ 50,000 रुपए ICICI Bank.
हाँ 50,000
रखोगे account?
भाई
it's for new accounts though.
It's for new accounts which are coming after August 1st.
Fortunately. मेरे पे तो मिनिमम अकाउंट बैलेंस है नहीं इतना. तो मैं तो जाने वाला था.
मेरे में तो अकाउंट बंद हो जाता आज के नाम से.
मैं उन लोगों को बोलने वाला था सर बंद करो सर. मेरे 6% आई कांट अफोर्ड.
नहीं थैंक गॉड क्या नाम है मेरा दोनों सैलरी अकाउंट है. सैलरी अकाउंट नहीं होता तो बंद करना पड़ता ICICI बैंक में.
भाई आपका पुराना अकाउंट है वो नए अकाउंट के लिए.
हाँ बिल्कुल थैंक गॉड बोल रहा ना मैं कि एक अगस्त 1 की बात बोला उन्होंने. ऐसे बोला होता कि नहीं पुराने में करते तो हमारी तो लग जाती.
तो सर साथ में लगते. आप और मैं साथ में जाते.
आपके लिए तो 2 एक्सेप्शन है ना. सैलरी अकाउंट है और पुराने में नहीं है. दोनों एक्सेप्शन है.
बिल्कुल.
तो क्यों ऐसे ही पॉइंट मारने के लिए पॉइंट मार रहे हो? सबको पता है कि आप
हमारे सैलरी अकाउंट है जीरो बैलेंस वाले. सिंपल.
चलिए.
अच्छा what I was trying to point out to you is that I saw 1 or 2 brokerages now, foreign brokerages, which are now giving valuation based on FY27 June. मतलब 26 भी नहीं 27
June 2027.
June 27.
So which is Q1 FY28.
28 उस पे तू justify the current price target.
ज़्यादा हो गया.
तो वो हालत चल रही है हमारे मार्केट में आज की.
कंपनी भी रिपोर्ट देख के ऐसे कि साला मुझे नहीं पता मेरी कंपनी का क्या होने वाला है. ये एनालिस्ट बोल रहा है कि क्या हो रहा है. वाह ये सही है.
So let's take the questions. PG Electroplast, we spoke about it. Abhinay Gupta.
We haven't spoken about it, but हाँ मतलब वही है यार कि the valuations.
Yes.
Yeah.
पर overreaction नहीं लग रहा है यार. 50% टूट गया यार स्टॉक.
आप ये overreaction on the upside नहीं था.
Overreaction on the upside भी था.
करेक्ट हो रहा है थोड़ा.
50 अभी भी है ना टूटने के बाद.
I'm not saying this is not something that will get bought into. I have no idea. I'm just saying
by overreaction, I don't mean it's going to get bought into. What I'm saying is that the 50% fall for something like this.
So 50 का हुआ. 20% और 15%.
From top.
So from the top, from the 52 is high, it's down 50.
But mainly तो इस पे
more than 50.
But mainly तो इस पे हुआ है.
Mainly इस पे हुआ है.
लास्ट 2
40% इस पे हुआ है और बैलेंस
but how easy, Niraj, एक बार एक स्टॉक अगर 30-40% गिर जाता है because of this kind of thing, and it's important from a retail point of view, अरे सस्ता हो गया लोग सुन, how easy is the stock to surpass
बट मैं
that
बोल रहा हूँ
level?
सजीत, इसमें दोनों साइड आर्गुमेंट हो सकती है, दोनों साइड आर्गुमेंट हो गया। मैं
नहीं,
पॉजिटिव
कितना आसान,
आर्गुमेंट
मुझे
मैं
कितना
बोल रहा
आसान है
हूँ,
वो।
मैं पॉजिटिव आर्गुमेंट बताता हूँ
हाँ।
इसमें। आप 2021 या 22 में डिक्सन का स्टॉक देखना, डिक्सन का स्टॉक करेक्टेड इफ आई एम नॉट रॉन्ग फ्रॉम 4200 टू 2600, एंड लोगों ने बोला बहुत हो गया ना डिक्सन भाव इतना 2600 गिर गया, वहां से स्टॉक का रैली देखो बाद में, because they again exhibited growth
6x हो गया है उधर से,
which is I think the some point that Hersh is making as well कि यार ये सीजनल बिजनेस है, अगली सीजन वापस मॉनसून खराब होने से उसका धंधा बिगड़ने वाला नहीं है। So at some point of time you look at what the management is saying about future growth as well and give credence to it if you believe in the management. So Dixon has exhibited that,
but Dixon also said कि मैं if my capacity was X, I'm going to go to 2x
हाँ,
or
वो
3x
किसी
or
का मुझे
4x.
पता नहीं, I don't know.
That is the only thing which is in favor of Dixon,
yes.
right?
So we need to figure out PG में क्या था।
Weekend Dhawan, what is Coforge doing differently compared to TCS, HCL Tech to have high growth rates?
I think a lot of companies are doing that. Coforge हुआ, Emphasis हुआ, चलो Coforge हुआ, Persistent हुआ, there are a few others. These are kind of talked about as a poster boy, right? But more nimble, more agile, now having a seat at the table to claim larger deals as well, right? And big gains in the last 3, 4, 5 years. The ability to win deals and be agile is very positive. You hear that NDTV, they are very confident about growth for this year as well.
In a recent interview, Ravi Dharamshi shared that EMS sector is overvalued and he does not hold any shares in the sector. BBB team, please, team's view on this, please.
So which is why, so I think which is what we discussed, that the reason why PG has fallen is because it was overvalued. Now, has that overvaluation corrected to an extent? Yes. Has it fully corrected? Maybe not. Now it depends on the growth rate. But yeah, EMS has a long tail. The point also to keep in mind, sorry, because I did that interview, right, with Ravi on EMS. And by the way, we are doing an interview with Ravi Dharamshi and team sometime next week after 15th August on aerospace and defense, particularly aerospace, their vision on aerospace. But the reason why Ravi Dharamshi also thinks like that, because he's got next 3-4 themes in which he can bet big money. So he can take out big money out of EMS, which is still a high growth sector, and put into some other thing.
And he's a long-term player.
Very long-term
player. So, it's not about short-term, it's about a long-term perspective of how the sector and the company's growth plans are. And I think investors should also have the same way of view before they, just copy-paste someone else investing philosophy into their portfolio, basically.
Yep.
Tejas is asking, Tejas Gambhir, Garware high-tech film, they have highlighted Trump tariffs and hit, and the numbers have been hit by that. How do you see the overall picture?
No idea. Hersh, any idea? Sajeet, any idea?
No.
Maybe we should get the company today, Hersh, at 2:10.
We can
Garware
try.
high-tech.
Let's try.
Yes. Sorry, Garware high-tech. Can you repeat the question?
He's saying that it's been hit by Trump tariff and their numbers are reflecting that.
Yeah, possibly. Possibly they are. We've spoken to Garware High-Tech, by the way, on KYC. So you can probably look at.
Okay, Suresh is asking.
Sorry, we've spoken to Garware Technical Fibers on KYC. My apologies.
Okay.
I assumed
it was. Two different companies.
Yeah.
Or is this old name?
Sorry.
ये पुराना नाम है नया नाम है?
नहीं दो अलग कंपनी.
Suresh Kumar Raghava, I think about India's tariff by USA is because Trump is aiming Nobel Award, and we are not supporting his claim of him brokering the India-Pakistan war.
Of course not. How can we?
This has hurt his
because that's not factual.
Anupam Ahuja, best course to understand companies and balance sheet, or any good book for understanding balance sheets.
Ben Graham.
That's a basic book.
Basic, sir.
The Bible.
Bible.
जिसको वो बेसिक समझ में आ जाए. प्लीज पढ़ो।
पर सर भी तो वही बेसिक बोले उसको पढ़ो।
नहीं वो पढ़ के देखो, वो बेसिक फार फ्रॉम बेसिक है वो, अगर आपने पढ़ लिया तो।
But actually, also by the way, there are many. I mean, so except for Ben Graham's book, Intelligent Investor, did any of you have a recommendation?
Securities analysis.
By whom?
Don't remember by whom, but it's again a very very famous book which Buffett's only quoted, and I had read it.
कोई Indian author का कोई book है पता है? कल let's bring it together. Yeah, we'll check and get back to you on this.
Okay,
it's a good question.
Sumit
Again, Benjamin Graham and David Dodd. Securities analysis.
तो दोनों Ben Graham के हैं.
दोनों Ben Graham के.
We'll come back with an Indian version as well.
Sumit Soni is asking a question on material stocks are making a comeback, banking showing early strength. Do you guys think this is the first initial sign of new cycle starting soon and we are passing trough and are in late bear? Awesome. We're not in a bear market. We're just consolidating at current level.
For material sector, maybe.
Cement and all is coming back, right? In some way, some pricing.
Cement is coming back, infra,
but pipes and everything are not coming back.
Private capex nahi ho raha hai, unfortunately. So I don't know if we can still call it. I don't think the private sector is enthused enough for private capex, so difficult to call. Even ABB commentaries said the same thing. So be careful.
Ayushman Lalani, how much impact of US tariff will have on India GDP? आज प्रांजल से बात हुई, मैं बोलने वाला था प्रांजल.
Pranjul said that if it says 50%, right, whatever, okay, then her assessment is that we'll be below 6% GDP growth for FY26 and 27.
Oh, okay. So it's around 0.6
mota moti
basically, and large impact would be as a result of the oil or merchandise exports की वजह से.
वो detail नहीं गया. कौन से sector by sector?
Because our exposure to US is what 8 to 10% or something, right? ऐसे कुछ है. Export का.
Export
less than 2% of GDP.
Less than 2% of GDP.
Total exports का 8 to.
Total exports का.
Component of total export is single digit, I think. High single digit.
Any news on SGB?
Sovereign gold bonds.
हाँ.
Yeah, done and dusted.
हाँ, अभी कुछ आने वाला नहीं है.
No new issuances. You can buy, but you can buy off the exchange.
So
will Tata Motors, Ayushman, will Tata Motors turn around following the appointment of Balaji as CEO? Balaji has been appointed to JLR, not to Tata Motors, but I'm sure that when the company gets demerged, he will have a good role in the entire.
So what's your view? You know this best.
I think I've said this in the past also that getting an Indian to to lead JLR will help in integrating the product portfolio into the Indian market, especially the EV, because at some point in time JLR will be fully EV, and there are two things which are happening for them. One is semiconductor, which is happening for the group, and second is the Agratas, which is the battery and cell manufacturing, which is happening in India and the UK. So these things, and combined with the global shift towards EV for them, they can easily integrate and bring in. So I think 27, 28 would be some year for them when we see the Mahindra moment coming in for EV for Tatas. Like we saw BE, 6E and 9E model jo aa rahe, right? So those kind of things, I think 2 years down the line is when we see that coming into India from Tata Motors. And if that happens, it's good, right? In that sense. But it's a long play actually. Let's finish off fast. I think we have
to wrap up.
Uday Dangre, he's MB and CFA, and he's asking Hersh, why is DCB Bank trading below its book value?
Simple, asset quality isn't the best.
Despite the foreign ownership now?
Yeah. It's not. They even I don't recall the exact numbers of Q1 FY26, so pardon me on that, but I think the numbers were bad even in Q1. So it's not like.
Okay.
एक appreciation है. Hello guys, I'm regular listener of your show post office hours. Today I'm fortunate to watch it live. Niraj says limited points and Sajeet's never-ending points are filled with insights. Thank you, Prasad.
Thank you.
Okay, before we wrap up, I have to do one small gig. Are we done?
Yeah, what's the gig?
Okay, we should have done it in factual, but Hersh, you can still get up and cut this imaginary cake
Oh my God.
with this imaginary knife.
Okay.
Wishing you a
Thank you.
belated happy birthday, Harsh.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sajid को खिला सकते हो.
मैं शुगर है इनको खिलाऊंगा.
चलिए असली केक कैफेटेरिया में.
But
आ
Happy
जाएगा.
birthday.
Thank
Happy
you, sir.
birthday.
And have a great day.
Thank you,
Happy
thank you.
birthday.
And viewers, thank you so much for tuning in.
Thank you guys.
Yeah, I don't know how I missed it. I just thought of it right now. We should have thought of it.